Let's call the meeting to order for the Village of Round Lake Beach. This is our board meeting for Monday, April 23rd, 2018. Please call the roll.
Trustee Nichols.
Here.
Trustee Butler.
Here.
Trustee Husk. Trustee Valdez.
Here.
Trustee Wallace.
Here.
Mayor Hill.
Here. The record show a quorum is present. Watch please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Any additions, deletions, or corrections for the agenda? If not, is there a motion to approve? By
Second.
Trustee Nichols, second by Trustee Butler. We have a motion and a second. Any questions, corrections, clarifications for the agenda? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is approved as written. We have the council meeting minutes from April 9, 2018 up for approval. Any corrections, clarifications on those? Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
By Trustee Valdez, second by Trustee Wallace. We have a motion and a second. Once again, any questions, corrections, clarifications on the council meeting minutes from April 29th, 2018? Not, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's also approved. We have no expenditures or ratifications tonight, so we'll move on to our committee reports. Any trustees have any reports?
I do. Thank you, sir. This one's a little bit longer than the normal one. There's just a lot going on. Just to remind everybody that now we have 2 locations for electronics recycling. There's one in the village located on Sunset Drive south of Hawthorne, and the other one is still in Grays Lake at their Public Works Department. Both are open from 7:30 a.m. till 3 p.m. Monday to Friday, and ours is open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Theirs is open 8 a.m. to noon. Compost bins and rain barrels. There's an event coming up on May 12th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Independence Grove Forest Preserve in Libertyville. Swalco will be there, and they're selling containers for half of the retail cost. So normally retail is somewhere around $120. I believe they said theirs are going to be $60. So if you're into getting a rain barrel or a compost bin, you can do it there. Plus, this year, beginning at 11 a.m., there'll also be presentations including related and timely topics. Recycling rates. This one I was super proud of. We had our SWALCO meeting last Thursday, and we were looking down the report, and Round Lake Beach is in the top 10 communities out of the 45 communities on the list when it comes to recycling collections. Our numbers increased over last year. In 2016, we collected 1,652 tons of recyclables, and last year we collected 2,216 tons of recyclables. Yeah, so I was kind of proud to see us up there in the top 10. We're also asked to mention that when it comes to plastic bags, shopping bags, garbage bags, anything plastic bags, please do not put it in the recycling stream. I don't know if everybody knows, but there's a whole thing going on with the plastic bags that it actually will damage, it binds up the recycling, right, and it can actually do cost them a lot of damage and repairs. So everybody's asked not to put their just put them in a bag, put all your grocery bags into a bag, and then put it in the garbage and let it go that way. I don't know how the benefit of that is when it ends up in the landfill anyway, but they don't really have a way to come about that yet. So also, in addition to the plastic bags, one of the things that was brought up at the meeting was that I think everybody's aware that in Cook County they've got that grocery bag tax. I think you are going to see that in Lake County as well, if not statewide. They're pushing for it statewide. But if they can't get it statewide, they definitely want to get it at least in Lake County. And it'll be plastic and paper. I questioned why paper grocery bags as well. And I was told because the manufacturers, of the plastic bags, if they're going to start losing, then all of a sudden everybody's going to switch over to paper. So even though paper's better for the recycling stream and the garbage stream, they're going to tax both. So that, you'll see more on that coming up in probably in the next couple of months. Also, just a reminder, I said at the beginning of the month, you've got another, well, this week is the end of it. If you have one of the smaller recycling containers and you want to get the larger recycling container, then you can do that by going to Waste Management and requesting the 96-gallon container. I did it, I've got mine. I had it the next day. It's fantastic, because now I can do more recycling. I don't have to stick with the small one and save it or throw it in the garbage, so. So yeah, please just get a hold of Waste Management. You can give them a call at 1-800-796-9696, or you can go right to their website and just type in recycle bins, and you'll find the area that you need to go to. And remember, recycle first, trash last. I do have one more thing, Mayor. I just,
Comments on that first.
Sure.
You mentioned about the recycling. If you go to the Lake County website, Lake County Board Chairman Aaron Lawler did a little video on dirty jobs with
Yes.
sorting, so you can actually see how the bags gum up the machines. I had a question also as far as the tax on the bags. Do they have a use for that money, or will that just go in the general fund and be swallowed up?
well,
like
it
so many
gets
of the
split
taxes?
up. Of course, the state gets their chunk of it.
But there's no specific purpose for it, it's just to
No, it
utilize the use of them.
It goes back, yeah, it goes to SWALCO to try to increase their programs. Not everybody is really on board with trying to do this, but they're talking about it being the way of the state and the way of the county, so trying to save the recycling industry money, so.
Alrighty, thank you.
So.
You had another point?
I just wanted to remind everybody again, I'll do it every meeting, I just want to remind everybody again about our 2018 Beach Fest. It'll be running from July 12th through the 15th. It's 4 days this year, with the first day only being the carnival. We're bringing the carnival in for 4 days. It was suggested that we try to do that. It makes more money for us, makes more money for them, and people tend to come out when it's a 4-day. You make up more your patrons, so.
Not that we have a rain date or anything like that.
No,
Never happens.
no. Well, no, I was told by, I think it was Dave Kilbane told me it wasn't gonna rain this year. Okay, so we're all good.
At least one of the 4 days.
Yeah. So everybody come on out to Beach Fest, mark your calendars, plan on coming out and having a great time again this year.
Looking forward to it. Any other announcements tonight?
Yes, Mayor, if we would, everyone, May 5th, we have the Beatles Tribute Band concert coming again,
American English.
American English. They'll be at 7 o'clock open, doors open, 7:30 start. Come out, they put on a great show. Our staff has been doing a great job with putting these events on, and we want to make sure we keep them filled, occupied.
Definitely a lot of fun. Other reports? Okay, move on to the mayor's report then. We have 2 items here. The first being a proclamation declaring May Building Safety Month. Could we have our clerk please read that?
Whereas the Illinois Association of Code Enforcement is committed to recognizing our growth and strength depends on the safety and economic value of the homes, buildings, and infrastructure that serve our citizens, both in everyday life and in times of natural disaster. And whereas our confidence in the structural integrity of these buildings that make up our community is achieved through the devotion of vigilant guardians, building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, design professionals, laborers, and others in the construction industry who work year-round to ensure the safe construction of buildings. And whereas these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a U.S.-based organization that brings together local, state, and federal officials that are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes to protect us in the buildings where we live, learn, work, worship, play. And whereas our nation benefits economically and technologically from using the international codes that are developed by national voluntary consensus codes and standards developing organizations, our government is able to avoid the high cost and complexity of developing and maintaining these codes, which are the most widely adopted building safety and fire prevention codes in the nation. These modern building codes include safeguards to protect the public from natural disasters such as hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, wildland fires, floods, and earthquakes. And whereas Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our community's largely unknown guardians of public safety, our local code officials, who assure us of safe, efficient, and livable buildings that are essential to keep America great. And whereas building codes save lives, the theme for Building Safety Month 2018 encourages all Americans to raise awareness of the importance of building safe and resilient construction, fire prevention, disaster mitigation, and new technologies in the construction industry. Building Safety Month 2018 encourages appropriate steps everyone can take to ensure that the places where we live, learn, work, worship, and play are safe, and recognize that countless lives have been saved due to the implementation of safety codes by local and state agencies. And whereas each year, in observance of Building Safety Month, Americans are asked to consider the commitment to improve building safety and economic investment at home and in the community, and to acknowledge the essential service provided to all of us by local and state building departments, fire prevention bureaus, and federal agencies in protecting lives and property. Now therefore, I, Mayor Richard H. Hill of the Village of Round Lake Beach, do hereby proclaim the month of May 2018 as Building Safety Month. Accordingly, I encourage our citizens to join with their communities in participation in Building Safety Month activities.
Thank you. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved?
Motion by trustee Wallace,
Second?
second by trustee Nichols. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Great, thank you. We all know that building safety is very critical, especially when you get some do-it-yourselfers doing things. They don't understand burying walls and things like that, so we have to make sure that they do those properly, so we don't have a horrific accident sometime in the future. And our next item, we have a resolution recognizing Nancy Steen.
Whereas the Honorable Nancy Steen has announced her intention to retire from the Village of Round Lake Beach after serving for 14 years as the Human Resources Manager. And whereas during her 14 years of service as a human resources professional at the Village of Round Lake Beach, Nancy Steen has served in the best interests of the community as president of the Municipal Clerks of Lake County for over 10 years, served on the training board for the Illinois Public Employer Labor Relations Association, actively participated with Lake County Workforce Development to organize employment fairs and training opportunities, served as the acting clerk for the Village of Round Lake Beach for 2 years, and has remained an active certified professional in human resources management. And whereas Nancy Steen has received well-deserved awards and honors such as recognition from the Guard and Reserve for above and beyond employer support, Civilian Employee of the Year from the Village of Round Lake Beach Police Department, and a Community Appreciation Award for her willingness to assist and assure smooth operations of the Village Clerk's office while assuming the role of acting Village Clerk for the Village of Round Lake Beach. And whereas Nancy Steen has dedicated her career to creating and maintaining a positive culture in the workplace with her knowledge and expertise in human resources, her trustworthiness, and her willingness to remain impartial and objective in all matters, working to guarantee that the Village of Round Lake Beach is a place where people want to be. Now therefore, I, Richard H. Hill, Mayor, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, do hereby acknowledge all the contributions made to our society by Nancy Steen and extend the sincerest best wishes of all the residents of the Village of Round Lake Beach, Illinois, for a healthy and happy retirement.
Nancy, you've done a great job for us in the village. Can never say thank you hard enough. We're going to miss you tremendously, and I can't believe it's been 14 years. Wow, that went by fast.
Thank you all so much. I'm very proud of this job, and proud of the board and the department heads and everyone that I work with, and all I can say is thank you. Hard leaving.
Yes. Well, you're going to a nice, warm, sunny place though, aren't you? Not so hard. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Well, Trustee Butler's our senior trustee, so we'll
Yes,
give that
indeed,
to
she
her.
gets that
Yeah.
one.
Second.
Second by trustee Valdez, our second senior trustee. We have a motion second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nancy, would you come on up and get your resolution? I know you're not supposed to do this anymore, but.
You know the routine, Nancy. He's got to have his picture with you.
It's always a tough day to lose a really good employee. He's been here so long, you know so much. It's helped out so many people in the village and the employees too all along the way, being in HR. But we're happy for you and hope your life is as wonderful where you're going as it is here. Any other comments by the board?
I just want to say thank you. Nancy has been a tremendous help with the clerk's office and the clerk role. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you.
For being deputy clerk and stepping up and leading the whole county for so many years in the Clerks Association. That's definitely a mark of dedication on you, and hopefully you've taught them a lot along the way too. Is there a clerk's report tonight?
No, there's not. Thank
Okay.
you.
We'll move on to our items of business here. We only have 4 tonight. Item A is a resolution authorizing the appropriation of funds for the purchase and installation of electric media sign for North Shore Sign, an amount not to exceed $29,440. The electronic sign over at our Cultural Center is now about 10 years old and needs to be replaced. We're replacing it with a little better version. They've come a long way in the processes. It'll be a little sharper image and have more colors available, more attractive, and be able to grab more attention to the people that pass by on the road, be able easier to read the sign also as they do go through there. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second?
Motion by trustee Nichols, second by trustee Butler. We have a motion and a second. Any questions by the board? Please call the roll.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
That's approved 4-0. Item B is a resolution approving the appropriation of funds for the purchase of computer equipment from SHI International. We're going to be replacing the 5-year-old laptops that are in our squad cars. They normally expected to last about 3 years. We got 5 years out of them, so we feel pretty good about that. But we are going to be putting those on probably a 3-year rotation, just like our squad cars, to make sure they always stay fresh and we never have to worry about them failing when they're out in the street, which is too critical of a piece of equipment to have it fail all of a sudden. Any questions by the board? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Wallace, second by trustee Valdez. We have a motion and a second. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
That's approved 4-0. Item C is resolution for the appointment of IMRF authorized agent. Since Nancy Steen is leaving us, we have to find somebody else to fill in for her, and we're going to be appointing Kevin Boyso, our finance director, as our new IMRF authorized agent. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Wallace,
Second?
second by trustee Butler. Any questions? Please call the roll.
Trustee Nichols.
Aye.
Trustee Valdez.
Aye.
Trustee Wallace.
Aye.
Trustee Butler.
Aye.
That's approved 4-0. And the last item, an ordinance granting variations and departures for property located at 832 West Rollins Road, Round Lake Beach, Illinois. This is the former Ashley Furniture Store. I do have a little concern with this, and I would ask the board maybe if we can postpone this for a little bit. I've been in retail for over 45 years now, and I know a furniture store has a few customers here and there, mostly showroom area. When you start putting a bunch of other stores in there, you're gonna have more customers, need more parking. I'm really concerned we're gonna create a situation like we have over at Little Caesars area, that parking lot, or even across the street or at Orlando's. That's nice area, a nice shopping district, but there's not enough parking, and we see that time and time again. So I'd like to have staff take a little closer look at this, come back to our committee in 2 weeks, and then if we all approve, and you think we should move forward, we can do that in the 3rd week when we have our next board meeting. Is the petitioner here? Did you have any comments? And I know I just kind of tossed that out there. I'm not sure what the board feels right now, but did you have any comments you wanted to make? Probably come to the microphone, though, so we can hear you.
My name's Cameron Morzai. Basically, on the side of Round Lake Beach, we're trying to get tenants that is going to work with the parking area. Right now, currently, I'm talking with a tax office, which is going to be only going to be open during tax season, and I also have a prospect that they asked me about daycare. If that happens, basically, that's also drop off, so it's reduce the parking area. So, and maybe a small fast food place if, so kind of open to office locations, nothing kind of creates extra parking spaces. That's what we're working on right now.
Chris, if we approve it the way it is, there's really no restrictions on the commercial that's available in there?
No, correct. They would have to, whatever's a permitted use in the C3 zoning district.
And that's the problem we get into, is that you're saying right now that's what you'd like to get in there. If I owned that shopping plaza and I didn't have anybody coming in that wanted to use those kind of uses, I'd look for anybody to go in, so I have some kind of tenants.
Sure.
And I guess that's what this board needs to discuss a little bit more, and I don't want to, I guess, tell you guys what you think, but if you want to let me know what your comments are, your concerns, if you have any, or if not.
Mayor, I have concerns, and I would make a motion to table this until it can be looked into further.
I would agree.
Okay, motion by trustee Butler, second by trustee Valdez. This will be on our community, or at our, what's the ED? It's in 2 weeks, correct? May 6th. Okay, yeah, 2 weeks, okay. At, that's 6:30? Yeah. Okay, so we have a motion and a second to move this, to table this to our committee meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. This will be at our next committee meeting. You can talk to Chris a little bit. He can include you more about it. And hopefully between now and then, we can do a little bit more digging and find out more about what we're getting ourselves into before we get into it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We do look forward to it being developed, though. That's a good thing. That was our last item of the business. We don't have any executive session tonight, so it's open to public participation. Anyone has a question or comment for the board, please come to the microphone, give your comment or ask a question. Well, thank you all for being here tonight. We have no executive session, so we have no action on those items. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
Trustee Wallace got that. Second by trustee Nichols. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned. Thank you, everyone.